Hello and welcome to this presentation of the Aboriginal Consultation Office's Digital Service, or ACO DS, its functionality and its use. My name's Mikhail, and I'm an engagement specialist here in the Aboriginal Consultation Office.
And my name's Lisa. I'm a business optimization specialist here in the Aboriginal Consultation Office. Together, we're going to present to you several video tutorials regarding the functionality and use of the digital service. Please note that if you have not already signed up for an account in the digital service, you may do so on this homepage where you have found these videos by scrolling down and clicking on the applicable account type. Ensure you fill in all the fields and finally click on Request Account.
After this introduction, the video tutorials will start with an overview of the functionality, use, and general layout of the digital service dashboard.
The next two videos will provide a step-by-step guide for creating and submitting pre-consultation assessments and adequacy assessments. The final video will review the steps to reply to and submit more information requests.
With that said, let's begin our overview of the ACO DS dashboard. This webinar provides a comprehensive overview of the dashboard within the ACO DS. It guides users through the various filters, terms, and functionalities of the dashboard. The webinar showcases the intuitive design and user-friendly interface of the ACO DS and shows how it makes it easy for users to navigate and access information regarding their consultation files. Specifically, it walks through different tabs where users can view and obtain information about their active files, drafts, as well as even completed and canceled files. So why don't we go to the ACO dashboard together and have a look. And here we are at the Aboriginal Consultation Office Digital Service homepage. You'll see if you scroll down the page slightly, there is a blue box here on the right-hand side that says Sign in to ACO DS. Mine says test because we are going to be looking in a test environment where no proponent files will be shown to anybody as this is public facing. Yours will just simply say sign into ACO DS. Once you're in here, it's going to ask you to put in your email and your password. Go ahead and do so. And here we find ourselves on the ACO DS dashboard. We are currently on the Consultations tab, which is your active tab for all the information that you want to manage. And there's also an About tab, where you can find just general information, the releases and other information that has happened for the ACO DS, as well as some other information that may be pertinent to yourselves. For example, First Nation and Métis information timelines, extensions, or pauses. I'm going back to the Consultations tab, which is our active tab. There is a ribbon here on the top of the dashboard screen, which will let you know if there are any consultation pauses that are happening for any communities that you are associated with. It's important to note that there are times when such things as flood and wildfire will cause pauses, and those will have effects on the consultation timelines with those communities who are affected by such things. I'm going to draw your attention to the top right, where we can see a little blue person icon, and then it'll have your name or your company name listed here in the top right. This will give you information that is about you and your company. I'm going to start at the very top of clicking on that, and you'll see My Profile. If I go into My Profile, very simply, it'll give you your information, your last name, your first name, your email, and your phone number. If you ever need to change your email or your phone number, you're simply able to do it in here and then click on the Save button. You'll also see that your client ID and your company name are listed here. If you ever forgot what your client ID is, you can come in here and select it. Also, on your profile name up here, you can see that we have user preferences. Now, this is related to the files that you want to download if you choose to download a CSV, which is a record of all your historic files. Later on, Lisa will explain what that means in more detail. For now, the options that we see here on the dashboard user preferences are all files, so that's the complete history that you would have, only the current year, or a set of years. So if you were doing your fiscals or other such information, you might want to set it to just your current year. Or if you're doing a report on the past 2 to 5 years, you might want to set it here and be able to select 5 years and save. Or if you just want all files because you want to be able to view all your historic files as well, you would put it on all files. I'll just click Save to ensure that it's set properly. And I'm back on the dashboard. Again, I'm going to go up to my user profile. I'm going to select Company Profile. Here, once again, we can see the basic information about the company and the client ID. If there's other contact emails and the address code, usually that speaks to the region in which you are in case your company happens to be spread across multiple regions. Down here at the bottom, we have Manage Authorizations and Rules. And this explains quite thoroughly and practically what it means as you click on these tabs. If I click on the Your Authorizations tab, you'll see it shows which company your organization is authorized to submit applications for. So in this case, you can see that I have my own parent company, and there's also another example company that has allowed me to submit authorizations for them. The next tab is Authorized Companies. When I click on that, it shows me which companies I myself or my organization has been authorized to work on behalf. There may be other companies that have authorized my company to act as a land agent for them, for example. The final list is the user list. Under the user list tab, it shows a list of authorized users for your company. In this case, you can see Lisa and myself, person that we've made up to show you people that would be in our company that are authorized. Also, if you go to the right, you'll see that there are several roles that you can set up within your company. Somebody can be an admin or they can be a proponent. If I change it to proponent, as I'm doing right now, they will not be able to make the administrative changes such as deleting users. I can come over here and I could delete this user because I am an admin, for example. I'm just going to change that back and I'm going to go back to my dashboard. The last option on here is to sign out. And always remember to sign out when you are finished with any processing of any data, as we'd always recommend you do that. Now to talk about what happens on the main part, the active part of the dashboard, including the buttons you're seeing and the columns you're seeing, I'm going to turn over to my colleague Lisa.
So on the main dashboard, you have three tabs that you would have access to. The first one is Active Consultation. The second tab is your Completed and Canceled. And the third tab is your Draft PCAs. On the Active Consultation tab, we have several columns. We have your Status tab that lets you know what status your application is at in live time. We have your Submitted tab. This tells you when you have submitted anything related to your application. We have the FNC tab, that is your FNC number that is generated when you have completed the initial submission of your pre-consultation assessment application. We have the Proponent tab. This is the name of the company that you submitted on behalf of or you submitted for yourself. We have the Purpose tab. This is the drop-down you have selected after you identified the regulator and the disposition code. The Consultation Level tab identifies if consultation is required, whether it's level 1, level 2, or level 3. If you see a dash, that means that a decision or recommendation has not been made yet on the pre-consultation assessment. Once a decision or recommendation has been made, this dash will move away and you will either have a no consultation required, already deemed adequate, or you'll see the levels that have been identified for consultation. The next tab is related to level 3 files. If there is a level 3 file, you will see when bi-monthlies are due. And the final tab is an action tab. If there is an action that is required on your application, it will be identified by one of these little squares that you can click on. In this case, the PCA was completed, and once you have done your consultation, you're ready to create your AA request. In addition to the different tabs that provide you the information for your FNCs, you can filter with some of them. For status, you can filter for any level of application. For submitted date, you can see a range in the from and the to. For the FNCs, you can filter for the FNC number based on whether it's an ACO DS FNC or an EDS FNC. But please note, EDS FNC numbers are for information only. If you need to submit documents or complete any actions, you will have to go into the EDS system to do this. You can also monitor or unmonitor a particular FNC. The last filter that you can do is with your consultation levels. You can filter with level 1, level 2, level 3. If you do filters, you will have to clear your filters before you can search for other FNCs. Another way to monitor an FNC, you can click on the little I. What that means is that you will get emails related to any changes that have happened on that file. This is advantageous for users of a company who may not have submitted the file, but may need to know if something has happened on the file. When you click monitor, it will send you emails directly. You can stop monitoring by simply clicking on the I again. The next tab we have is the completed and canceled. This is your history tab. You can see that again, we have status, which is either canceled or completed. We have the decision date of that FNC. We have the FNC numbers. We have the proponent name. We have the purpose name, and we have the consultation level. Filtering can occur again in the status section. It can occur in the decision date, so you can search from and to. And you can search in the consultation level. Your last tab is the draft PCAs. This tab is critical when you are creating an FNC and you need to step away from your desk. If you save your draft, sign out, and come back in, that saved draft will be here under the draft PCAs. You will simply click on the date that you created it, and your file will come up. When you are done, you can go back to your dashboard. A couple other little features inside the DS is the search feature. This is where you can search for an FNC number, you can search for proponent name, a regulator type, or disposition type. The last thing that you can do on the dashboard is export a CSV. CSV stands for comma separated value. When you download your CSV, it will go to a spot identified by yourself on the desktop. This will be an Excel document that you can use for your basic statistics. You can delete or add information to this Excel document at any time, and you can provide that information to your company if you're looking to see how many files you've completed, how many files you've completed for a particular company, anything like that. These CSV documents can be downloaded at any time. There is no limit. Like the announcement banner indicates, if you have any questions at any time, please contact the ACO at ACO Digital Service at gov.ab.ca. That inbox is monitored by several staff members, and your question will be forwarded to the applicable person. Thank you for watching this video.